On July 9, 1999, a student uprising took place. The uprising was a demonstration against the regime and dictatorship in Iran. Unfortunately, it ended violently, with the police brutalizing and beating the students involved. The Economist published a photo of Ahmedi Babiti holding his fellow student's bloody shirt. The Islamic Republic of Iran sentenced Babiti to death. Due to international public outrage, his sentence was shortened to 15 years. He escaped prison after 9 years of torture into Washington, D.C. The background of Iran, the Islamic Republic. The Iranian Republic began in January 1978 with the first major demonstrations against the Shah. Although both nationalists and Marxists joined the Islamic traditionalists to overthrow the Shah, tens of thousands were killed and executed by the Islamic regime afterwards. The revolution ultimately resulted in an Islamic Republic under Ayatollah Khomeini. The Islamic Republic of Iran prevented the Iranian people from being able to choose freely amongst the full range of political views in their country, and hence is a clear violation of international norms, making the elections neither fair nor free. The human rights situation in Iran remains poor. Restriction of freedom of expression, freedom of religion are worsening. Journalists, academics, human rights defenders, and religious minorities face harassment, intimidation, and the threat of prosecution. The use of death penalty is rising, and Iran is one of the few countries in the world that still executes juvenile offenders. Cruel punishments such as flogging, stoning, and amputation remains in practice. We have some serious concerns about the lack of effective action to reform laws. The student uprising that took place in 1999, General Ahmedi ordered 40 policemen to attack the students with sticks. They chased and beat the students, vandalizing their rooms, and in some cases set them on fire. Some died, and 800 rooms and 2,004 beds were damaged. More than dozens of the students were arrested. After the uprising, the Iranian media was censored, only mentioning quickly the student uprising. Student protests happened in 18 cities, and many were killed and wounded by firearms. Some students were thrown out of their windows after the arrest, and the minister banned the demonstrations. Babiti was one of those students who got the most international attention after his picture was published in The Economist. He was rubbed salt on his wound and tortured. He suffered partial stroke, which left his right side of his body without feeling. The dilemma is, if this picture had not been published, Babiti might not have been caught. However, if it hadn't been published, the public wouldn't have known about it. So the philosophers, Aristotle, believes that in habit defining and developing a virtuous person. He believes through virtuous actions that one can achieve eudaimonia. In other words, that means happiness. I believe that Aristotle would consider all the factors before he would publish the photo. Therefore, I believe Aristotle would not publish the photo because he would know the impact that it would have on Babiti. Aristotle would believe that everything has a purpose or an end. Therefore, his purpose would have been to not publish the photo due to the circumstances. Epictetus would act depending on whether he would consider his fact an external matter or an internal matter. This is something that is in Epictetus' control and power, therefore is not an external matter. However, I think Epictetus would publish the photo because he believes that men are disturbed not by things but by the views which they take of things. He also says, demand not that events should happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do happen, and things will go well. Since Epictetus says, accept events that happen and not to change them, he would show the truth and would publish the photo. Confucius believes in achieving a goal in harmony and peace. He believes in being honest and truthful. However, although you must be honest, and he also believes that you must be so in a virtual matter, therefore I believe that he would, similar to Aristotle, not publish the photo, or if he did, he would perhaps disguise Babiti's face. Confucius would reach his ultimate goal and stop at nothing until he did so. So he would try to portray that he what happened in Iran without showing the photo. Although the photo is very famous and powerful, he would get a lot of recognition from it. Confucius does not worry about such matters.